So what? He's the devil.
Welcome to episode 33 of So What? He's the Devil, your home for controversial yet brave opinions. I'm your host, Janina.
And I'm Caitlin.
Let's get this party started.
Woo!
Woohoo! Yeah, nice. So, we have turned into every other week girlies.
Yeah, it's my fault.
But you know, it's the beginning of a new season.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
It happens.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah.
We gotta get back in the groove.
I know, we gotta start recording earlier again.
Yeah. I mean, also life is just
life is just happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, we're here now, so.
We're doing it.
Suck my left toe. How's your week been? How's your 2 weeks been?
You know, we're here.
Okay, next segment. Oh, yeah. Up next is Hear Me Out, our segment that is brand new to season 2, where we get 60 seconds to defend whatever opinion we want.
I didn't ask you how your week was.
No, you didn't. And
You
she
didn't
never
give me a
does.
chance.
She never
give me a
does.
chance.
She never does.
You didn't even give me a chance.
How
was your week?
This is a running theme.
How was your week?
I already sang the music. We are in the new section now.
How was your week?
You can't. This is also like audio only, so these little nuances that you're trying to give to the camera. To the camera.
Okay.
And this is episode 2 of us recording.
It is.
For YouTube as well.
YouTube
So if you
as
want to like
well.
listen and watch, or watch and listen, or just listen or just watch, you can mute us on YouTube and just look at us if you want.
If you want.
If you're into that.
I don't know what you're into.
Can't tell you.
I can't.
I already sang the music, so we have 60 seconds. My week was fine. We have 60 seconds to defend. Actually, it was honestly true. Anyways, we have.
I wouldn't know what you were gonna say.
We have the world may never know. We have 60 seconds to defend whatever opinion we have. This is
Making an
actually
appearance.
really crazy right now.
Wow. Oh my god, hi.
If you're listening and only listening on the apps, you're missing out.
Yeah.
But if you're watching, this is our cat.
Our cat just made an appearance. She doesn't like cameras or being recorded, so this is like a really big
This
deal.
is a big
for her.
deal. So
Like last week, she fully was in the room the whole time, and then the second we stopped recording, like came out.
Yeah.
Like she knows.
Yeah, she doesn't like cameras.
She knows. Look
But
at her
it's
showing off.
It's a new era for her.
Yeah.
I already sang the music. Let's go. We have 60 seconds. Oh, she's gonna stand the whole time.
She's gonna
This
stand
is
the
so
whole time.
cute. Anyway, we have 60 seconds to defend. Who went first last time?
I went first last time.
Okay, I'll go
So you
first.
can go first this time.
Okay. 60 seconds.
Oh my god.
0 seconds on the clock. But yeah, what is mine? Anyways, I know what it is. I forgot for a second.
Alright. 0 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, go.
We've been watching The Last of Us, and the mega fungus, known as a bloater, but I call it a mega fungus, is hot, and I'm not ashamed to say that, because it's just an energy. And I think monster fucking proves that it's about the vibes more than it is the appearance. Because when he emerged from that hole, and he was just so imposing and commanding the area, and it was dark, and it was really good, and it was like a really scary moment in the show, and I look up at Caitlin, and I'm like, holy crap, he's hot. It like kind of took me out of it. But yeah, like, it really is all about energy sometimes, so, you know, work on yourself, work on your personality, because if I think that's hot, God knows what else I would think is attractive. And I yield the rest of my time.
You only had 5 seconds left. You did
Nice.
great. I spilled all over myself.
You spittled. But if you haven't been watching The Last of Us, you should check it out.
Really good show.
My mom
Janina
just texted me about it.
Janina does want to fuck the bloater mega.
I never said that. I never said that.
Okay, but
I
we all
never said
knew
that.
what you were thinking.
I know you don't know. You're assuming.
I-
You're assuming. I never said that. I said he was hot. I said he was attractive.
Okay.
And I said I was attracted to it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I misspoke then, I guess.
Yes, you did.
All right.
Don't assume.
I wouldn't judge you if you did.
I know you wouldn't. I've said some crazy things, but I'm just saying I never said that I would. Would I? Yes. I just haven't said it. Now I have. If you don't have proof that it didn't happen.
Don't you have a TikTok where you talk about him ripping you in half and not in a good way?
But that doesn't mean I want to have sex with him.
Okay, but I feel like that's like a sexual... What's the word?
Innuendo.
Innuendo.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean I want to. That doesn't mean.
I mean, it doesn't, but I
There's
also
no but. You
feel like
the end of the sentence is it doesn't.
Okay, it's my fucking turn. 0 seconds on the clock.
Have I sexualized the thing? Yes. That doesn't mean I want to have sex with it. I can sexualize a rock. That doesn't mean I want to shove it up anywhere.
I forgot what mine was for a second, but I remembered.
Okay, 0 seconds on the clock. Ready? 3, 2.
So my controversial opinion this week is that you do not have to forgive people.
Period.
At all. This isn't really something like that's coming up in my life right now. It's just something I was thinking about recently. Like, I've been in situations where I've had friends, especially like with family members and stuff, who have issues with their family members, and I've heard other people tell them like, oh, you know, you should forgive them, like that's your family, like, you know, you have to forgive them, and I don't think you have to forgive them, especially if it's your parents and like they're not making the effort. Like, in my opinion, like if the adult in that situation should be the one that's trying to make the effort to fix the relationship, and if they're not your problem. Like, you shouldn't have to do that, and you don't have to forgive them, even if they do try to make the effort. And I yield my time.
48 seconds. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, forgiveness is something that can be healing.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell someone how to, like, approach their healing journey.
Yeah. And
that's up to them.
And that's the thing.
And it's
like,
completely valid to not forgive.
Yeah. Because I've always, like, heard other people tell them, like, oh, like, it's your mom, it's your dad, you should forgive them. But it's like, but they did some pretty horrible shit to you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you need to forgive them.
And sometimes you just need time.
Yeah, and you need time. And like,
space.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about.
Yeah. I mean, because I was saying how I was watching The Real Housewives of Miami. And there's a character on there who has a tumultuous, if that's how you say it, relationship with... I have a speech impediment. With their father, and some of the other ladies kind of make snide remarks saying that, like, she should just forgive them. And I'm like, no. Like, first of all, especially when you have no idea what it felt like for them to grow up with that person, or how they're feeling now, or how they're treated now.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, it's your dad. Like, and it's the main thing is, well, I lost my parents, and I know I would give anything to get them back. That's you.
That's you.
You like them. There are
guys...
people out there whose parents die, and they say, good riddance.
Yeah.
I'm glad my mom died by Jeanette McCurdy.
Different.
Because
completely different situations.
Yeah, because you loved your parent, and you wish you had time with them.
Yeah.
Like, or you forgave them, and you wish you had more time with them.
Yeah.
But to use your own, like, parents' death as, like, manipulation, emotional manipulation,
and
to try to, like, convince someone to talk to their parents, that's insane.
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's not fair.
No, it's messed up.
It's messed
and
up.
also, it's just none of your business.
It's also none of your business.
None of your business.
It's none of your business.
Yeah.
You're not. You're not.
You're not.
You're not.
You're not.
You are not.
You are not.
So, it's just none of your business.
Yeah.
Anyways. Oh, yeah. Now it's time for the main topic of the week.
Woo!
Today we are talking about feminine energy. This new age spirituality type thing that's really going crazy on the internet right now.
Yeah.
About harnessing your feminine side and living your soft girl life and all this stuff. And it is repackaged patriarchy.
Yes. I've been seeing this for a while now, and I remember when I was first seeing it, I was kind of like, okay, something about this feels a little off.
Something feels wrong.
Something about this feels a little off. And then, like, the more I kept seeing, I was like, oh, yeah, we're just trying to go back to like the 1950s essentially, which like honestly I have nothing, like if that's how you want to like have your relationship, that's fine.
Yeah.
My problem is the videos that are like, oh, well, your last relationship was so horrible because you weren't in your feminine energy, and like that's why your ex-boyfriend was abusive and toxic, because you wouldn't let him be in his masculine energy because you were too much in your masculine energy. And I'm like, this is not right.
This doesn't sound correct.
This is not right.
This doesn't, I mean, as soon as I saw like feminine energy being like promoted as just like sitting around and waiting to receive things, like it's masculine to be like a go-getter and like go do things and like get things done, and you're like too much in your masculine and you're out of balance if you're like girl boss essentially. And I'm like, I don't know if that makes sense to me, because like when I first started to see stuff, I was like, this feels wrong. The like, way it's being described,
the way that this is like being described just doesn't feel right. And like if that's how you want to live your life, I think that's fine. But it is also just the like telling people like, this is why you don't have good relationships. Because you're too much like this, and you need to change yourself to be more like this so that men will want to date you.
Because it really is one thing to just live your life how you want to live your life.
Because like I get it, like I like to be pursued in like romantic relationships like that. I like to be taken out, like I like that kind of thing.
But to label it as inherently feminine, is where it's like, okay,
and to like say, oh, if you're not doing it this way,
you're masculine,
like you're never gonna find your perfect person, kind of a thing. I'm like, that just doesn't sit well with me.
I mean, once you start gendering like attributes, it gets a little dicey. Because and I feel like they try to use concepts from like spiritual practices and then like bastardize it and like westernize it to all hell, and then it makes no more sense anymore, and now it's just patriarchal bullshit.
And it's like, I just feel like this isn't the purpose of spirituality, and like this isn't, you guys are missing the point.
I'm like, where are your sources? Can we like get back to what we're actually like talking about here? This
just seems a little problematic.
Just a little. Because it's like, let's unpack why like, it's just so crazy to me how it's not like obvious when the video is explaining how to be a trophy wife and they're like soft girl era or like whatever. And it's like, once again, if that's what you want and that's your gig,
that's awesome. Go for it.
But when you tell all women that they're going to be unhappy for the rest of their lives because they're not this, it's wild. And sometimes they get a little turfy.
They do.
Sometimes these people get a little turfy, and no. And it goes turfy quick. It gets turfy quick.
Really quick.
And I'm like, guys, what happened to the original plot of the movie? What's going on?
And it's like, oh my, like, why are we doing, like, recentering the male gaze again? Like, I feel like for a long time, I feel like I saw a lot of people talking about, like, oh, you know, the male gaze and, like, blah, 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 whatever, like, it's so bad, blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, but...
I mean, recentering men in general. Like, they're... I mean, astrologically, not to be this person, but, like... there are transits that are kind of funny because of, like, it used to be girl boss era, and now it's, like, back to this. So, and, like, de-influencing and all that kind of stuff. What was I gonna say? What did you say before? What did you say
we
right
talked
before?
about, like, recentering men.
There we go. So, it is interesting, because I'm, like, I try to think about, like, what, like, the cause and effect kind of thing, like, what leads to what, and haven't been able to like pinpoint where, because like there used to be a big conversation around like decentering men, well, at least on my social media, so maybe that's where it is. I was just on the wrong side. I was on like a smaller side where people are talking about celibacy, talking about decentering men, talking about like finding yourself and like centering your female friendships and being whole within yourself.
And I still am seeing a lot about like centering your female friendships more, which is good. But yeah, I don't know. There's just been a big resurgence in like, this is what you need to do to get a man.
Yeah, there has been a big like how to get a boyfriend, how to femininity coaching. Femininity coaching, like, is just capitalism.
Yeah, well, and that's
just selling you your insecurity, like what femininity coaching. And like, if it works for you, it works for you. If this is your life, this is your gig. Hello. But when you're the way that it's marketed,
that want this and you know how to do this, that's great. Yeah,
but the way it's marketed is making you insecure about yourself.
Yeah.
Which is like all marketing.
Which is kind of funny, because you know, it used to be like magazines and stuff, and you see like all of these like photoshopped and like airbrushed models, and now it's like, oh no, like, it doesn't matter what you look like. It's just your vibes.
It's
and
you.
You need to. Like,
it's actually you.
It's actually your personality just kind of sucks.
You like suck, and you're not feminine enough.
Yeah, like
you're too masculine. You have a job.
We've all accepted like, hey, maybe we shouldn't like make people feel insecure about their physical appearance.
Yeah, now it's your brain.
Yeah, now like it's just who you are.
You talk too much. You're a little too smart. You have a degree, and you have a job. And I mean, those like conversations on podcasts where they talk about how if men are talking about how if a woman is too successful, he feels insecure because she doesn't need him for anything, because I feel like they forget about emotional needs. They don't know those exist. Yeah. So their perception is like, she is too independent and there's no place for me in her life, and I won't feel needed if I am in her life, because they don't feel fulfilled unless they're doing a physical thing instead of like the actual like I mean, the men who are saying this aren't capable of giving and supporting the emotional needs of someone to begin with. So you're right, you would be a nuisance in her life. But it's so wild to like hear someone be like, she's too successful and doesn't need me, so I can't date her.
Yeah.
Love that. Because I mean,
and it's always like, because I've seen that, and like, I know that's a thing, but it's always, okay, so we need to shrink like, it's not ever, hey, maybe let's go to therapy and like work on our, like, the man work on his insecurities with this and work through it. No, it's like, okay, I need to shrink myself, kind of a thing.
Yeah, like, I'm the bad guy for being too successful. Like, he can't take accountability and like try to work on himself. Yeah, it's, you shouldn't be doing this to begin with, because I'm supposed to be this. And like, and there are, my biggest frustration is that there are people out there, there are women out there who would agree with you. Yeah, find them. Why are you like, getting in relationships with women who are not your type?
Yeah, and then turning them into something that they're not,
and trying to force them into this box.
Yeah, just like like, there are plenty of women who are like perfect with being like the stay-at-home wife and like doing all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just like, if you don't want a career-driven, ambitious person in that like aspect, then don't date one. Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, that's another thing of like, you need therapy, because they lie to themselves and say like, oh my god, I love a smart woman, I love a funny woman, I love someone who's ambitious.
Well, and like, I mean, they can to an extent, but just as long as they're not smarter, funnier, more successful than them.
I mean, and they will be. Yeah. Because I mean, I saw a TikTok where she was saying how like, all the things you love me for, you'll grow to hate me for because you're insecure. And it's like, because even if like she isn't that much like, isn't more successful than you, just the fact that she's any kind of busy and like not your
like
mom,
not going to be prioritizing you all the time.
Yeah, I mean, men being jealous of the baby, like the wife has a baby and then they have beef with the baby because your former wife, now a mother to a child, has to care for the child,
the baby.
And the dad is jealous.
And it's like, you know, maybe you should also take care of the baby.
Have you ever considered?
You guys can take care of the baby together.
You don't want the baby in the room is the problem.
Like, fuck that baby.
You don't want the baby in the room.
Which, like, you know what? Yeah, fuck that baby. But
yeah,
but, like,
I agree.
But maybe this is something you should have thought about before having the baby.
But they don't think about it like that. No, they don't.
No, of course not.
They don't realize. Mm-mm. They're like, I'm gonna get her pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna breed her. I love saying breeding. It is my favorite thing. I'm looking directly into the camera. I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
I love to talk about breeding. Anyways. Yeah, they get her pregnant, and because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have a baby.
Yeah.
And then they have the baby, and they're like, wait. Because remember, this would take like critical thought and like self-reflection, and they're not gonna do that.
No.
They're not gonna
That's
do
a lot
that.
of work.
It's so much.
That's so much work.
Critical thought is
God,
hard.
it's so hard.
Critical thinking is hard. Media literacy is hard. It's so difficult.
So hard.
It's so hard. I mean, circling back to centering female friendships, or just friendships in general, instead of centering men. I mean, first of all, you should center yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you are in a non-narcissistic way. But because women are not taught to even, like, find genuine friendships in their lives. We are not socialized to do that. Yeah. We find friends, and those friends are placeholders for a man. Yeah. And as soon as you get a man, you leave those friends. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times those friendships are sort of superficial. Yeah. Like, you aren't actually invested in them, and you're not invested in the people around you, which really sucks, because that's really isolating. Because even when you do find a man, and if you love him and it's all butterflies and rainbows, that's super isolating that you only have one person. Yeah.
It takes a village.
I need like 80. I'm a lot. I need 85 minimum people around me.
At all times.
No, I need to decompress. But I need options of people to talk to. Yeah. Like...
Yeah, and like, you know, there's different... Like, you have different friends for different reasons.
Yeah, and you connect to people in a different way than... Because, like, I care about all my friends. But, like, I connect to people in different ways. Yeah. So, like, I care for you in, like, different ways. And, like, you provide something to me in different ways. Yeah. Except for you. I hate her.
She hates me.
And I tried to put a pillow over her face last night, but she woke up. Just kidding, you do half of the rent.
I thought that was a dream. Wow, that's crazy.
No, it wasn't a dream. It was me.
Wait, did we ever talk about on the pod the one night when I woke up and like you scared the shit out of me?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Did we talk about that? That was kind of funny.
Yeah, you brought it up.
So there was one night. It was morning, actually. It was bright. Yeah. It was bright.
My sleep schedule is the complete opposite. I stay up all night, and then I go to sleep at, like, 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I sleep until, like, 1 or 2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you were, what, going to bed?
Yeah, I was going to bed.
Yeah.
At 7 a.m.
So I sleep on the top bunk, and all of a sudden... I guess I just, like, wait. I don't remember this. Like, I fully thought this was a dream. Like, I asked her about it the next day and was like, hey, like, did you wake me up last night? And she was like, no, but you were awake.
Yeah, you shot up and screamed. Like, she shot up like a horror movie, like, sat up and just, ah! And I was like, what? And then she's like, ah! Janina, is that you? And I was like, oh my god, yeah. Hey, girl. I thought you were gonna do it again last night because I went to shower and I went to like pick up my like pajamas. Mm-hmm. I don't call them pajamas. I was just being fake with y'all. I'm really sorry about that. I call them nighties. But yeah, I went to go pick them up and I like rustled something and you went but you didn't scream. It was just like and you like looked at me and I was like, I'm so sorry. And then you just turned over, and I was like, I don't think she was awake.
I don't remember that.
But yeah,
I don't remember that.
it was at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And you like turned over, and I was like, I don't know if she was awake for that.
No, I have no memory of that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Solid.
Yeah, no, I literally thought it was like a dream, because sometimes like I'll wake up and like we'll have conversations,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't. Like I'm dreaming about the whole thing.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You dream about me?
I had a dream. We had a conversation. I forgot what it was about.
She dreams about me, guys.
But like,
She
I like,
dreams about
I'll be like
me.
in my bed and like we're having like a conversation about something. Because I meant to ask you if it was real, and I was like, no, it definitely was not real. But
Yeah, probably not.
No, I don't know.
Reality. It's fake.
Yeah,
In and out.
yeah.
Who knows?
But yeah, so that was the story of the time Janina scared the shit out of me. I probably scared the shit out of you too.
Yeah, I did. I pee myself just like a little bit. Just only a little though.
Because it was a scream, you said.
It was just a real
like a real...
like to the point where, because it was cold out, so our windows were open. I was like, maybe our backyard neighbors could like hear that. It would be a muffled hear it, but
God.
like enough. Like
Yeah,
the birds flew out the
I
tree.
mean, our walls are thin too.
Thin. Okay, I need to pose a question. If there's any men who listen to this podcast, or on YouTube watching, we have a neighbor, and if our neighbor is watching, please let us know. And
Honestly, just want to make sure you're all right.
just want to make sure you're okay.
Just want to make sure you're okay in there.
Cause when we first moved in here, it was like a month. I feel like it took a while to
It was
hear
a little bit.
Hear the first time, and all we hear is just like this moaning and groaning coming from like a shared wall that we had, and we assumed it was their bathroom, and it would be sporadically happening, but it wouldn't last that long.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would hear him moaning, and it would be like 30 seconds max. So I'm like, there's no way this is an orgasm.
Yeah.
There's no way he's masturbating for. I mean, he could be.
I was about to say.
You know what? I'm not gonna assume. So, but I am less inclined to believe that it's masturbation because of how short the moaning is.
Yeah.
And it would just happen. It would be like 3 a.m. or sometimes in the middle of the
I've heard
day.
it at any given time during the day.
No, yeah, like there's no like set time that this happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then one time you were gone and I was up and I heard him peeing. And then the moaning happened. And I was like, oh, he's been peeing and moaning at the same time.
Because then I think you told me that, and then one time I was in the bathroom and he was also in the bathroom. I could hear him peeing.
Yeah, because I'm like the thing, like, so that means they can hear me blowing that bathroom up, absolutely tearing the toilet up. That is something that I didn't need to know.
No, I didn't need to know that. Why can I hear you peeing?
And it's loud.
It's loud.
Loud. Fried chicken loud. It is so loud. But yeah,
all the conversations we have, like while one of us is in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, we put it on the internet too.
I mean,
so.
yeah, but still.
But yeah, I posed a question. Why is that happening? Why is he moaning when he's peeing? Is it because I did look it up on Reddit, and there's like a lot of people on Reddit who are like, it feels so good, like as a guy to like hold your pee all day and then go pee. It's like some were saying it's better than orgasm, and I'm like, it sounds like it. He's going crazy in there.
He's having a good time.
He's having a good time. So yeah, like if anyone knows like about that, please
let us know.
Let us know.
Because and then like there were times where it was like, oh, is he like in pain?
Yes.
Like
because it was. I'm not gonna do it. Because I can't. I'll start laughing. But
I don't think I could. And I remember when I first started hearing it, I thought, no, but I thought it was like the pipes. I literally thought it was the pipes. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, the first
like it took a while for me to like realize it was a person.
Yeah, the first couple times I was like, what is that? What's happening?
Oh! Like it kind of sounds like a horn sometimes. Like
yeah.
Best.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, I heard, was it today or yesterday that I heard him going? I think it was, Actually, it was last night before I went to shower.
Yeah.
And he was.
Let me see if I.
Oh! Oh!
It sounds like a horn. It literally. I don't know, bro. I really thought it was like the pipes for a while.
My water isn't over here.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's fine. I'll survive.
Oh no.
Oh.
That was actually pretty good.
Thank you. I had to really think about it.
Yeah.
Female friendships.
Yeah.
Femininity. That man needs femininity coaching. That is so unbelievable that he does that in public.
My God.
And by public,
And
I
by
mean
public,
the privacy,
I mean
of,
the
his
privacy
own home.
of his own home.
Those walls are thin. I know he hears us, so you should know that.
Oh, he definitely hears us.
He's concerned for my safety. He's like, she needs to stop eating dairy. It's not good for you. And I'm like, oh. Or like because I've been in my old man noise era.
Yeah.
Like sitting down and getting up,
Yeah.
especially on the toilet. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Gotta make a sound
Gotta
every
make
time I move.
Gotta make a sound every time.
Every time I move.
Old people are right with that. It feels good.
They kind of went off.
Feels good. Yeah.
Femininity.
Feels good. Yeah, but yeah, guys, get like friendships and like try and put like energy into them.
And just like if the whole like, don't listen to that shit. Like if you're a go-getter, if you want to make the first move on a guy because it feels right, just do it.
Do what feels right to you.
Do what feels right to you. Like don't
let them convince you that you are inherently like your natural personality is inherently wrong.
And that like the reason and that like you being who you are is the reason that you're like attracting toxic relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you are the reason.
Because I meant to say it and I'm like
we do have to take responsibility for certain actions.
We do have to take
when you start to notice a pattern in your life, there is a responsibility to
to be like, okay, but if it's like a one-time thing, like and someone's just a shitty person, you know, like
because you don't know who people are until you meet them.
until you get to know them and stuff. I mean, it is your responsibility to leave and like, you know, fix your trauma associated with that afterwards, but like that doesn't.
I saw a TikTok that was like, basically calling out the friend of the group who's always in like a toxic relationship and constantly complaining about these men in their lives and how they're repeating the pattern on purpose because without it, like they're bored and there's nothing going on. Shout out Teffy, but she was talking about how there is like courage in peace and boredom and like choosing yourself takes like a lot of courage and because shit is boring.
It
like,
can be kind of boring.
It can get boring.
It can get a little boring. And yeah, I mean, I definitely know people who create chaos.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, people who love drama.
Yeah.
And drama follows them because they create it.
Yeah.
Because it can get boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, there is something to be said about, like, choosing to not participate in something like that. And, like, choosing yourself and choosing, like, to heal and peace and all that kind of thing. But also remember that you're young and fun. So as we say this,
you have your whole
life to figure this out,
to figure yourself out and heal and do everything. So if you want a little bit of chaos,
if you want to be messy, be messy.
If you want to be a little messy, be a little messy.
You know, but if you're 56, listening to this,
maybe it's time to get yourself together.
If your frontal lobe is developed, let's take a second.
Yeah.
And start.
Let's maybe think a little.
Let's start
thinking a little.
You know? But if your frontal lobe isn't done growing yet, you get a pass.
Oh my god, yeah. Be messy.
Yeah, but once you're 30, let's start taking responsibility for our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, ugh, yeah. Because it's a hard conversation to have because it's really easy to be the victim.
It's really easy to be the victim.
And it sucks things happening to you. And you are the victim in a sense, but you also have a responsibility to yourself. Yeah, to help yourself. To help yourself. To take accountability of your life now. And to grow.
Yeah, especially if it's a pattern.
Especially if
it's a pattern. Because, you know, one time, like, okay, you're young, you don't know what's going on.
Because you need to learn.
Yeah, like everybody learns. Like you get in a toxic relationship, you learn from it, you grow from it. But,
and sometimes it takes a little long to learn a lesson.
Yeah, it can, especially when like you think you love somebody.
That's the thing though, because like emotions really get in the way.
Emotions, I mean, yeah,
because
they do.
Because I used to be the person where my friend is doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit you with a car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is wrong with you? Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I aged and realized they're in love.
Yeah.
And I'm not. So
it's really easy to like give advice when you're on the outside.
When you're on the outside.
But when you're actually feeling like all those emotions, it's hard. It's so hard
to hear the truth and see the truth that your friends see, because your friends aren't in love with them.
Yeah.
And as the friend, know that you gotta give your friend compassion, because you're not in love with the person, so you see things completely different than they do. And sorry to everyone in middle school that I yelled at. I get it now. I understand. Okay, I get it. Because
no, I'm like, even when like you're in the situation and you know like, okay, this is what I need to do, but like I still love this person. Like I don't want to do it. Like that's hard. That's hard.
It is wild. How are you supposed to like? I don't know, man.
No.
Like that, because it really is like some people start acting like, for lack of better words. No, I'm not gonna say that. Just some people act outside of their best interests.
Yeah.
When it comes to their emotions, and it's like my brain is trying to compute like, how do you even get them to stop outside of hitting rock bottom?
And I mean, and yeah, that's the thing. You kind of just gotta let them hit rock bottom sometimes.
I mean, yeah, an outside person cannot.
Yeah.
But like, even internally speaking, like what?
Yeah.
Colin, if you, I've never had to deal with something like this, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, like internally, like your internal world, like how do you?
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you? How do you?
How do you?
How do you?
I guess, I don't know. You just hit rock bottom.
I guess. Femininity. And another thing about, because I've been reading. I read.
Oh, she reads. She reads. She's like
little
smart.
A little self-plugged here. Hit me up. Anyways, but I do think with this whole like femininity, masculinity thing, recycling, there is also a conversation, because it does get turfy, but there's a conversation where like when you start having these labels again and you start putting people's in these boxes again, I think it relates to the book that I've been reading, All About Love by Bell Hooks, where she talks about, because I talked to you the other day about it, how we ask certain things of men until it doesn't fit what we expect of men. And when we have these labels, it's really, because like this whole like thing is coinciding with feminism as well. So we're like asking men to like see us, hear us, and like get rid of their toxic masculinity, while also having this like feminine energy like dialogue happening at the same time.
Feminine and masculine energy.
You know, like having these like gender roles be like reapplied again. So it's like, so then when men are trying, not me defending, anyways.
Yeah,
I almost got chills.
No, but like, when we had this conversation. I'm like, you're right.
And when men are like putting in efforts to like, be different and like ask and share their emotions and like be more open, women recoil because they're like, no, never mind. I don't actually want you to like do that. Like I want this. I want my cake and eat it too. Yeah, like I want you to listen to what I have to say and care about my feelings, but I don't want to deal with yours. Yeah. And I feel like some people need to realize that they prefer, because like from our heads we're like, yeah, like I want to be heard, I want to be seen, I want to be appreciated, all good and well, but we forget that in the patriarchy, men are also not. God, I hate this.
I hate this.
I hate this so much. But men are also not seen, heard, or appreciated emotionally. Emotionally, their needs aren't met.
Yeah.
So when we ask for our needs to be met, and they're like, okay, I want to do that too, and we're like, no.
And I feel like a part of, like,
God, I'm gonna, like, lose a tooth.
I know, I have to go slam my head in a door after this.
God!
But I feel like being able to, like, listen and understand and care about other people's feelings, you also kind of need to be in touch with your own.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't expect them to not.
I mean, empathy comes from, like, perspective taking and, like, critical thinking and all that kind of stuff, where, like, yeah, you have to be, like, self-critical and self-reflective to be empathetic.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want empathy from your partner, you also need a partner who is in touch with their own emotions and are able to express them in a healthy way. But yeah, a lot of women are like,
yeah, the man is like, hey, I'm kind of upset. They're like,
oh, the icks. The amount of, like, the ick trend and the amount of icks I saw of people being, just men sharing their emotions.
Yeah.
Like, and they said it in different ways, of course.
Yeah.
But the baseline of the ick is he is showing emotions and I hate it. And I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Oh, this is not good.
And like,
this is not good.
This is not good. And like, imagine being God. Imagine being a man and reading that and not having your feelings validated. Fucking hell, dude. It really is a new year. It's a new year.
Who are we?
I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it. But you know what? It needs to be said.
It needs to be said.
It needs to be said.
If we're talking about this topic, we have to talk about that.
Talk about it.
God. I just really had a hard time just now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
But yeah, because I mean, I have seen TikToks from men, and they're like, you know, like, women say like they want us to like let go of this toxic masculinity, but I know if they ever see me cry, like, that's it. Like, our relationship's over.
Oh my God, yeah. And like, me like 4 years ago would have been like, ew, dude crying.
Yeah.
Like, I can admit that. Like,
yeah, no, I can admit that
I can
too.
admit
like,
that 4 years ago I would have been like, baby.
Yeah.
Like, that's so gross. Like, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like, get it together.
Get it together.
But like, that's not fair.
That's not fair.
It's not
but
fair.
also 4 years ago, I didn't let myself cry.
Yeah,
So,
I also was not like an emotional person, and like would not like was proud that I didn't have feelings.
I thought it was
like,
so cool.
Yeah,
that
like, I thought I was just so cool. Like, I don't have feelings.
But in reality, you do, and now they're in your hips, and you have hip problems. I mean, I made a TikTok about it today, where restarted up my video diary, trying to.
I saw it. I'm proud of you.
Be vulnerable on the internet.
It hit a little. It's been an emotional few weeks in this house.
It has, and I've realized. I mean, I've always known that. Yeah, like, I used to be like, I don't have emotions. Like, I'm cool. Like, if I don't
push that shit down,
push it down.
Yeah.
I would make sorry to my sister because we would go see movies and she would cry and I'd be like, ah, baby, look at this loser crying.
I don't cry
and I apologize.
movies.
I take accountability. I was also 8, but I take accountability for the pain I inflicted on you. If you're listening. But yeah, I feel like, I mean, that comes from childhood trauma and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, like, recently I've been making the active choice to be like, no, I'm gonna cry. Like, no, I'm gonna feel all my feelings. Because when you start to, like, stop crying, you also stop feeling other stuff.
Yeah.
As, like, greatly as you can. Like, you lose the capacity for all of your feelings when you're restricting yourself in one avenue.
Yeah.
But yeah, over the years I've been, like, working on that, crying and all the things. And yeah, I have big feelings. I'm a big feelings girly.
Yeah.
I vomit.
You do.
I vomit. There was
you do.
Like, and because I was thinking about the other day, I was like, I don't know how to, because, like, yeah, I say I have big feelings. I just don't understand. No, I don't know how to convey how big I feel. Like, it's an entire bodily experience.
Yeah.
Like, all of my feelings.
Yeah.
And it makes sense why I vomit. Maybe I need to go to therapy and, like, get diagnosed.
Maybe.
Because I'm like, I don't know. But it's also not, like, a problem.
Yeah.
So. But yeah. Hashtag boys cry too. Hashtag let boys cry. Hashtag, I guess we're all a bit of a problem here. Because, yeah, the whole thing where it's like, men don't want ambitious women. And they don't.
Yeah.
Because they're not, like, they're not honest with themselves. But also, there's a lot of women who don't want
an emotional man.
An emotional man.
Yeah.
Because they want someone emotionally mature.
Yeah.
Do you? Because emotional maturity means talking about because that's also triggering.
Mm-hmm.
When you're around someone who's emotionally mature, and they're like talking,
they know how to express themselves
Oh
and how they feel. It's, as someone who is still like figuring out my feelings and stuff, it's really like when I have people come to me and be like, I feel like this, I'm like, how do you do that?
It can be really triggering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like having someone express themselves openly, constantly, can be a lot. So do you really want someone emotionally mature? Are you ready for that? Because that means you also have to, like, step up the plate.
Yeah, and now you have to deal with your feelings.
Yeah. You ready for that?
No.
And that's what it's about. Be honest with yourself. And that's okay. It's okay to not be ready for that. Because we're all on our journeys.
We're all figuring it out.
I've been stopping myself from crying for 15 years. It's okay to take a minute to unlearn that.
Yeah.
15 years of habit. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like at that point it's a lifestyle. So you gotta like really break it.
Lifestyle.
A lifestyle.
A lifestyle. I'm not crying with the lifestyles. It really is wild. I mean, we did grow up in the girl boss era of no feelings. I mean, work hard.
We've talked about that before. How like how it's affected us.
Get things done.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, I understand the appeal of like soft girl era because girl boss era did its toll on me.
And it's hard.
It's hard. We say trying to grassroots start up this podcast. We're like, we're not girl bosses anymore. I can't help it. It's in my blood.
No,
it's in my blood.
2 earth signs here. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
I am I'm earth, fire in my big 3.
I'm earth, water, earth.
Why'd you say it in that order?
Sun, moon, rising.
No. I didn't. I did too.
Yeah, you did.
That is hard. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, yeah. It's time for you to plug.
Oh. Follow us.
The episode's not done yet, but...
No, but follow us. If you made it this far, take a second. Follow us on our social media. SWHGD Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Also follow our Reddit page, Why Are You Booing Pod. Share your controversial yet brave opinions. Like, subscribe, leave a review, rate, follow, like, repost, tell a friend.
Wow.
Alright.
Yes. We spent a lot of time, too much time defending men.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a long episode because we still have 2 seconds left.
All right.
It's fine.
We're fine.
It's fine. Now it is time for Kaylin and Janina, attorneys at large. In this segment, we read "Am I the asshole?" post off of Reddit, and we decide to defend the asshole. And this episode is a little buck wild. We just spent 20 minutes, like, validating male experiences. Which, like, boo. And now we're about to do something crazy. Anyways, this is where the comedy part happens.
We said before we started the season, balls to the wall.
Balls to walls.
Balls to walls.
We're going balls to walls.
Balls to walls.
You know, unabashedly.
I'm gonna have to put a trigger warning in this episode. Okay, let's go.
We might. Am I the asshole for commenting on my stepdaughter's clothes? I want to start by saying I've never used Reddit before, blah, 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 but my sister told me to blah, blah, blah. I live with my wife and stepdaughter. My wife, Jenna, and I have been together for 7 years and married for 4. So I've been in my stepdaughter's life for a while now. I think of her as my own. As far as I know, she's never had a problem with me. My stepdaughter, Ava, I think I'll call her, is very pretty, but also introverted. Her grades are great, and she never goes out, and me and Jenna are more than happy about it. I like having her in the house where I can keep an eye on her, okay? But as of late, things have been changing. Ava introduced her boyfriend to us a few weeks ago and has been spending a lot of time with him. I know this is normal at her age, but something about the kid rubs me the wrong way. Jenna has no problem with this and says that she likes him, but I disagree. I feel like he's a bad influence, as Ava has been staying out later, which she never did before. This has been bothering me for a while, but since Jenna was fine with it, I held my tongue. But last night, I couldn't take it anymore. Ava tried to leave the house with a shirt that barely covered her chest. It's freaking February. There's no reason for her to wear that. She left with it to go out with her boyfriend. I finally put my foot down and told her to go change or she wasn't allowed. She looked surprised and asked what the problem was, and I told her that she wasn't allowed to dress like that. Ava told me that she didn't see a problem with what she was wearing, and I said that I do, and she needs to change. She did agree without arguing anymore and left in a much more appropriate shirt. Ava hasn't said anything to Jenna. She doesn't come home until later, but she isn't speaking to me as much, and I'm wondering if I was too harsh on her. Am I the asshole? In this segment, we defend assholes, just so we know.
Yeah.
He is the asshole.
However, he's not the asshole.
Before we get into defending him, so let's get some bullet points out of the way.
All right.
The wife not being there, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Him being like she's a bad influence because she's staying out later. She's hanging out with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't hear her drug slipping or drugs involved. Her drugs slipping?
Her drug slipping.
I didn't hear her grade slipping or drugs involved.
He never said anything. He said, he mentioned that she has good grades.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never said that they were slipping.
She has good grades and she's always home, but now she's not always home.
She's not always home. So
and
that
he
must
thinks
mean
that he's a bad influence on her because she's not always, she's staying out a little later.
Yeah.
And, alright, time to become attorneys. I think he is well within his rights to regulate the clothing of his stepdaughter. Because why does she have a new man in his life? In her life?
No,
He's her man.
He's her man.
That's like, of course I'm gonna be upset. He's gonna be upset that his Gucci. Of course he's gonna be upset that his second girlfriend is gone.
She's gone.
And she's wearing revealing
clothing
for this
other man in her life.
And she never does it for him.
No.
She never does it for her stepdad. So of course he should be upset and try to regulate that.
Of course he should be upset.
She used to spend all of her time with him. And now she's not, and that's not okay.
It's not okay.
Because why would he have a stepdaughter?
Why else do you date somebody with kids?
For backup girlfriends and boyfriends. Why else would a man spend time in a woman's life if not to have access
to her children?
Oh my god. Oh my god. He's
well within his rights.
He's well within his rights. And she shouldn't be upset.
I mean, she changed. She didn't say anything.
She changed.
Obviously, he didn't do anything wrong. She didn't even fight back.
And she oh god. She didn't tell the mom either. It's just their little secret that they get to share between the two of them. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Someone do a wellness check on this family.
Please. Someone find their address. Dox them.
Oh my god. I know, it sounded like he used the wife's real name.
Yeah, because he used a fake name for the daughter.
But it sounded like it was
He didn't say that he was using a fake name for the wife.
So if anyone knows these people,
that was fun. Caitlyn and Janina, attorneys at large. Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh my god.
She got distracted. It's okay.
My phone fell.
Your phone fell. How's everyone's day going? Hope everyone had a good 2 weeks without us.
I hope it's horrible without us.
Oh, valid. This week on Tapped In, where real news happens, artist Chloe Bailey decides to work with that man. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're gonna have to look it up, because he is he who shall not be named to me.
Can I say his name?
Sure.
It's Chris Brown. It's Chris Brown.
Yeah, I don't understand with the whole, like, collabing with him still. If it was, like, 2009, it's more valid. But he's not the hitmaker he once was. I feel like you don't need him in the way you needed a Chris Brown feature in the in the early 2000s and 2010s. Like, that would set you up.
Yeah.
Now, like, yeah, you get your streams, like, maybe radio play, but it's not like some crazy thing. And it's like, you want to make this R&B hit. I'm sorry, why don't people hit up Usher? He's right there. Does Usher not work with other people?
I don't know.
Or is he too expensive?
Maybe.
He might be too expensive.
He might be. Chris Brown might be like at that.
He's like, I'll do anything for $20. It's for some cool cash. Some cool cash.
You got a 5 on you?
You got a fiver?
You got a fiver?
But yeah, it's like,
oh my god.
There's so many R&B artists. There's so many that I'm like, pick. There's 80,000 people in New York City on the sides of the streets just singing their hearts out on the subway, and they're good.
They're so good.
And you know how much clout you would get?
Oh my god.
From, this is just a homeless man.
I would be walking the streets of New York. You want a record deal?
You sound like a predator. Hey! You want... What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do?
No, but like, if you, I don't know, start a career as like a producer, find people, find new voices.
Do we do that?
Damn, maybe.
No one steal this idea.
No one steal this idea.
We're gonna go to New York and we're gonna troll the streets. I don't know.
Stroll the streets?
I wasn't trying to say stroll though. I was trying to say something else.
Oh.
And I don't know what I was trying to say.
I don't know.
But yeah, we're gonna go up and down those streets, and we're gonna find, and there's so many, and they're all talented. So listen, I don't think there's any such thing as an ethical billionaire. However, if you give us all your money, I will gladly go and book all of those violinists.
I will make you famous.
No, I meant like people watching give us your money so that we can. Those buskers don't have any money. What am I gonna do with $8? How I can make their dreams come true with $8?
I don't know. I'll find a way.
I'll do my best.
Do my best.
No, yeah, I'm gonna use this.
I'll do my best with what you give me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Give me all the money in that case, and we'll use our platform for good. Every Friday we post a new subway artist.
Oh my god, yeah.
That'd be fun.
Nobody take this idea.
No,
this is a really good idea.
I mean, take it.
Actually, somebody take this idea.
Do it.
Somebody who has a large following and platform.
We will one day.
Yeah.
I think everyone should take this idea.
Yeah.
We should all go and uplift in your cities.
Yeah.
Go and find the people performing.
I'm just thinking of the people in downtown right now.
Yeah. They're drumming their hearts out.
But they are.
And
they are.
That's the best part of leaving and just dancing the streets a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have no dollars to give you. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry about that.
I don't carry cash on me. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, but yeah, I wish Chloe she could throw a rock in New York City and find someone who could sing and dance.
Oh my god! And then that man goes on his Instagram stories because he's upset.
I don't know anything about this, so that's all you.
Well, he basically was just like, I don't know why everybody still gives me shit about something that happened back when I was a kid.
Mm.
He said he was 17, but then people were fact checking, and it was like he was 19, about to turn 20 that year when the situation went down.
Yeah.
So why are you lying? But yeah,
He's like, I was 12.
On his story, he basically, in the article, he found an article that had like a list of people who have been like, who have like domestic violence charges against them. Posted all of them on his story.
And he's like, what about these guys?
Yeah, basically like that. He was also in that article, conveniently left himself out.
He's like, I'm gonna do a little editing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It was kind of funny.
The deranged behavior. He's
Yeah.
like, why is everyone mad at me?
Yeah, no.
And I love when people are, I mean, him and a lot of people are like, why are you mad? I was 17, I was 19. And I was like, how old were you with Karuchi, though?
Yeah.
Grown, right?
This wasn't a one-time thing.
It's almost like there's a pattern happening. Ooh, we see a pattern. Ooh,
We did talk about seeing patterns.
And accountability. Let's go back to shitting on men.
Yeah.
Accountability.
We had to bring this up so that we could. This is to make up for us defending men so much this episode.
You know what? I'm not gonna call it defending. It's just a fact. It's not. It wasn't in defense. I just have to say all sides of a topic.
Yeah.
And sadly they
that
exist.
was part of it.
It's unfortunate
Yeah.
that that's a part, but
It is.
hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what else is in the news. I mean, talk about The Last of Us. Wonderful show, wonderful program.
Yeah.
The fan edits are getting a little scary. I'm gonna just y'all scare me sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. We might have a whole episode, but I'm gonna touch my finger on this real quick and just sometimes you gotta reel it in. We gotta remember that these are real people who are on the internet and will see these. They will. It's not if. Assume that they will, because the likelihood of them seeing it is actually way higher than you think.
Oh my god, yeah.
We post thinking that no one will ever see something because it's a void, you know?
Yeah.
But the likelihood of them seeing it is astronomical. Like, it's way higher than you think it is.
Higher than you think. Especially, like, TikTok, the algorithm is insane.
Yes.
And so, like, if you mention somebody's name in your video, there's a good chance that it could show up on that person's For You page if they are on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, I saw TikTok of Pedro Pascal's story because he posted, like, a fan edit. And people were like, how did he get this? And I'm like, he's on the internet.
I love the panic when, like, somebody, like when there was that show where they would, like, read parts of fan fiction.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, like, they know about this. Like,
yeah.
You're posting it online.
Yeah. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, when Wakanda Forever came out, and what's the actress's name for Shuri?
Oh, shit.
It started with L?
I think so.
Listen, I know it's not Lakeith Stanfield, because that's a man.
No.
But I
can't.
That's the only name in my head. But they're making, like, edits about her, and, like, she, like, mentioned, like, referenced, because they're, like, bring, like, the purple strap when we meet. And so she posted, like, on her story something about, like, or no, the vibranium strap.
Oh.
So she, like, posted on her story, like, referencing a vibranium strap, and everyone's like, ah! And I'm like, they're on the internet! They saw it, and they have, and if they're not on the internet, they have friends who are on the internet who saw it and showed it to them. Or, like,
they have a team that's on the internet looking at posts about them, and, like, if I see something that I think is funny, I'm gonna be like, hey, this is kind of funny.
I mean, the Pedro one was, like, her page was, like, a small page, and it wasn't, like, a lot of likes on her, because it was on Instagram, it wasn't on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hello?
Yeah.
Like, you think...
No, I feel like
there could be 100 people in the room.
They know that
it's just one. All it takes is one.
All it takes is one.
There could be 100 people in the room, and all it takes is one. Your TikTok might get 200 views, but all it takes is one person. So careful, guys. Be a little careful. I mean, or not.
Or not.
Do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do. Just don't be surprised.
Just don't be surprised when you're blocked.
Yeah.
Because you said the most deranged thing. And I will say some of them are funny. Like when people are like,
some are so funny.
when people are like, I'm in heat. I'm like, LOL. Hilarious. Or I'm submissive and breedable.
Do you need a dog because I can bark?
Do you want a dog because I can bark? Is my, like, it is, like, not sexual.
Well, and I
It's
feel like
funny.
the ones where you're talking more about yourself aren't as bad.
Yeah, if you're talking about yourself.
Yeah.
But once you start, like, talking about them, and y'all get kooky.
Yeah.
In those comments.
I want a redacted. His redacted.
Those are
my
those
redacted.
are funny. Those are funny. Those are hilarious. Because I've said it. Like, I feel like when you get explicit, like, that's when it's like.
Well, I was saying that
scary.
in the sense that they're saying like explicit. Because like
Oh.
there are the people who will put like who will actually type out redacted. And
No, yeah,
that's
and
funny.
I do that.
That's
like,
hilarious.
I want him to redact
Yeah.
my redacted with redacted,
Yeah.
or yeah.
Like that's hilarious. But no, there are people who fully like.
Oh yeah, you were
Yeah.
redacting yourself.
Yeah.
And like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. But yeah, when it's explicit like that,
Yeah.
redacted parts filled in.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, remember this is a real person, and like that's kind of.
And also, like, your name is attached to this.
Your name, like, I know we all like are like digital footprint. Who cares? But like, now when I look up your name, all I see is I want him to shove his redacted.
redacted with redacted.
Redacted. And that's scary.
Scary. It can come off a little threatening.
And sometimes, like, I'm like, maybe it's just me, but I read some and I'm clutching my pearls. I'm like, this is, oh my goodness, you guys, like, this is so inappropriate. What is happening? I mean, it goes back to, I have, my strongest rule is some things are meant for inside.
Yeah.
Within
You
the
just-
four walls.
You just say it to your friends.
You just
You
say
don't
it to your
put
friends.
it in writing.
You don't need to put it on the internet.
Yeah.
You don't need to put it in writing. Everyone does not need to know certain things.
I don't know if you guys just saw that, but the cat just like grabbed my hand and like pulled it up and started licking my hand.
Oh,
It was really cute. She's being really cute. All
She's
right,
like,
sorry.
she's like, yeah, you don't need to speak.
You
She grabbed your hand to be like, turn the podcast off.
Like, it's time to go.
It's turn it off.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four walls. Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't gotta post it, and that's
No,
fine.
That's okay.
And it's funnier in person. You know, have your little kiki. What happened to decorum? Whatever happened to self-respect? Soft girls don't do this.
Soft girls don't do this. I thought we were trying to live in our feminine energy.
And they're like, yeah, I'm throwing this pussy to the wind. That's my feminine energy. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Well, today was a great day.
Oh. Hold on.
And all I have is one more question.
I'm supposed to...
Oh,
Thanks for watching the news today.
and that was your news. And it's been a long day.
Yeah.
Last question. What did we settle on? Hairbrush, flat hairbrush,
Flat hairbrush.
flat hairbrush, paddle brush.
Mm-hmm.
Can it fit? And I'm not talking about the handle.
With yeah, maybe with some practice.
I think I would need like a solid month of like daily practice.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm like,
I don't know. Like I'm a little.
maybe 6
I'm
months.
a little skeptical.
Maybe 6
A
months.
little skeptical.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe a year. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe the rest of my life.
We might be striving for that
Yeah.
for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Let's start tonight.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Do you want to do
Yeah.
the...
Anyways, if you made it this far,
Made this far.
thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Make sure you follow us on our social medias, SWHGD Podcast on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Also check out our Reddit page, Why Are You Booing Pod. We'd love to hear your controversial yet brave opinions. But yeah, make sure like, follow, rate, subscribe, leave a review. Let us know what you think. Tell a friend. And yeah, I think that's everything. So
cheers to
cheers to that, and we will see you next week.
Ding. I don't drink anymore, so. Bye.
Bye.